She said, I met a married man who's promised to marry me. It has been 2 years and he hasn't married me. My family is against it as well. Should we marry in secret in order to prevent falling into the haram? The question consists of 2 parts. A part which have nothing to do with that the man did not marry her yet, or he is not interested, or he's taking his time, that we don't know his reasons. The part which concerns us from an Islamic point of view, whether it's permissible or not for a girl to marry without the consent of her guardian. In general, النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم said in the sound hadith, لا نكاح إلا بولي وشاهدي عدل. There is no valid marriage without the consent of the guardian of the girl and 2 just witnesses. They must be Muslims, they must be men, and they just be pious. So the consent of the guardian requires only the wali, not the whole family. So we're not talking about the whole family, we're talking only about the wali. If the wali is righteous and he believes that the person who's proposing to the girl is not fit, or is not honest, is not the right person for his daughter, or the girl whom he is in charge for her guardianship, then he cannot marry without his consent. Similarly, no wali can force his daughter or any girl under his guardianship to marry without or against her will. It's like that. Any marriage that is processed without the consent of the wali will be invalid. In case that the wali is mu'dil, يعني the wali doesn't have a valid reason, the guardian doesn't have a valid reason. The person who's proposing to the girl is nice, can afford it, he's religious, he's honest, he has a job, and simply the wali doesn't like him for a reason or another other than being religious. And similarly, he has done that with a few people before. He has something in mind that we don't know what he has in mind. So he is actually misusing the guardianship, and he's hurting the girl. Simply, the case would be taken to the next in order. يعني, the guardianship is not up to the person's mind. It's a responsibility. If he's not up to the responsibility, then it will be taken to, if the girl has a son, he will be the son, then the brother, then the uncle, and the grandfather, and so on. And in case of dispute, فَإِنِ اشْتَجَرُوا, as the Prophet ﷺ said, فَالسُّلْطَانُ وَلِيُّ مَنْ لَا وَلِيَّ لَهُ. Then the judge, the governor, the person who's in charge for your locality, if you are living in a non-Muslim society, then the imam of the local center or masjid and so on, whom we all refer to him as like a family father and the wisest person in the community, or the leader of the Muslim community in this area. But not simply because my father does not agree to me marrying to this guy, I just go and marry him secret. Such marriage will be invalid. أيما امرأة نكحت بغير إذن وليها فنكاحها باطل. This is a very straightforward hadith in this regard. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, if a woman gives herself in marriage without the consent of her guardian, then this marriage is invalid, in vain, باطل, as the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said.